Welcome to the Rob, Comrade, and Kale Show. Rob Sanders.
I don't care. My jokes don't go over. I don't care.
Comrade Mike Bresky.
We hate you. I don't care.
And Kale Hall.
This is stupid. Making noises on the show. You're like a crazy person. Why do you do this to your father and I?
The Rob, Comrade, and Kale podcast.
And welcome in to the Rob, Comrade, and Kale podcast. I am Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening here on the podcast that divides the Palmetto State. I am Rob Sanders, representing the Clemson Tigers, winners of 2 of the last 4 national champions. I have a couple of co-hosts. We will start with the man that is hated by a lot of folks tonight, and he's generally hated by everyone. It's funny because people talking about this guy, they're like, I hate that guy so much. But then I'm like, if you meet him, you'll like him. He is, of course, America's favorite imported Russian, the Comrade, Mike Dobreski. Mike, good evening, sir.
It is great to be a Gamecock, and it's not just me who thinks it's great to be a Gamecock. I mean, 5-star quarterbacks from Georgia think it's great to be a Gamecock as well. We are a 5-star podcast, a 5-star university, and we got ourselves a 5-star gunner, Stockton. Oh, it's good to be a Gamecock.
Well, there you go with that. We also have a gentleman who, man, put out some good videos on YouTube this week. If you're watching on Facebook and you have not subscribed to the Carolina Jackpot channel, you are missing out. He is my friend wearing a happy hat. He is Kale Hall. Kale, what's up, brother?
Tonight, sporting the 4 fingers in the air, sporting the RM.0 shirt. Just feeling good, man. My favorite night of the week, Sunday night. Just a topsy-turvy day on Thursday. It turned out to be topsy after the turvy. 5-star quarterback from the state of Georgia. Finally, one of them decides to come to the best damn university in the state of South Carolina and not to the dump on the hump, the hole up in the corner of the state. They decided to come right in the heart of South Carolina to Columbia and play for the South Carolina Gamecocks. Couldn't be happier about that. Couldn't be happier about it.
It was a sad week for the Gamecocks, too. We'll talk about that in a moment. It's been just kind of a weird week on the sports front. I think that we'll all agree on that. Just kind of out there. But we have to give the Jamie wants a Hardee's burger. We need to have a pool to guess when Gunner will decoot. LOL. Jason says he listens to the podcast every week. I'm just reading what folks are putting in over here. Thanks to everybody checking out the show tonight for that.
I think Jason.
SEC Dog.
I think Jason is a Jason is a relative of Elvis Presley. I'm pretty sure. Elvis was a great uncle of his. Look it up.
Keith with the quote of the week. There you go. He went to the butthole in the center of the state. Thank you for that, Keith. Okay. Anyway, we appreciate you guys joining us for the show.
We got to make it all. We got to make it all.
Nasty. Upset. Clemson fans a little bit bitter right now. Their number 1 player on their board, their number 1 recruit on their board for 2022, we lifted. Bottom line, number 1.
And I'm shocked at that. I'm surprised at that because where his high school sits at, I don't know if it's closer to the University of Georgia or if it's closer to that shithole, but I'd say they are both right about the same exact mileage. Clemson might actually be closer. To Athens than
he could smell them both, though. I imagine the smell.
I don't know if y'all have ever been there. That's a little hole in the wall. It's a trip to get there.
Yeah. We'll have plenty of talk about the young man that decided to come to South Carolina in just a moment. But let's thank our sponsors. Of course, DNC Trucking and Transport, the No Spin Zone segment with the comrade, a gentleman that hated the comrade at one point,
Now he loves me.
and now he likes the comrade.
He loves me.
Dennis Wilson, no, he doesn't.
He's like
he
my
likes-
brother, basically. He's like my brother
He's
from
not-
Gaston.
Oh,
All right,
Jesus.
ready?
Here's you saying he was from Gaston. He's going to slap the shit out of you.
Well, that's the
Making
good
sure
thing.
you-
You know the whole joke. I mean, whenever someone from Swansea does something well, I say they're from Gaston. Whenever someone from Swansea gets busted buying meth, I say they're from Swansea. That's always a joke with Dennis Wilson.
Now being from Gaston, that's redneck. If you want to make it classy, you put an IA on the end of it, make it Gastonia. Then
Well,
it's almost like Hollywood, you know.
Well, the joke was Josiah Seitler of the Gamecocks, who, when we first got him, had all kinds of. By the way, he pitched well, but he came in as a pitcher before the COVID hit and looked pretty good. But he was called. He had light tower power coming out of high school, and he went to Swansea. I'm gonna get back there. He's from Swansea. Went to Gaston High School, I think, or something like that. Whatever. So Dennis says he's from Swansea, but the book says from Gaston. And so I told Dennis when all the big pipe was coming up, I said, no, he's not from Swansea. He's from Gaston. When he went 0 for his first 35, I said, the guy's from damn Swansea. So that was always the joke with Seitler. But okay, we're going to read it. I'll go.
Read away. There's no spin.
It sucks to be a Gamecock. I wish that a man with a character that Dabo Sweeney has to run my football program. Football season is coming. I am hoping COVID will cancel it. I do not want to see my suck-ass team play. They are sure to be disappointing. Betty Wilson hates me. I am the reason Cale Hall pisses in his sink. It's utterly shameful to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
That message courtesy of Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. We appreciate Dennis sponsoring the show and making the comrade actually speak some truth. What do you?
Shout out over there watching us live. What's up? Ryan Henderson watching. Beth Webb on YouTube. Hello. Jason Presley on Facebook. How are you? Anthony Keith. Good to see you.
Jamie Newman with an upset special.
Well, Lisa Gale, Sister Harkins. Good evening. Just a few
Jamie
shout
Newman
outs
is
there.
Ole
to folks
Miss.
watching.
Ole Miss upsetting Ford in week 1, according to Jamie Newman.
No, that's not happening. If that was in the middle of the season, I could see it possibly happening.
I did see
not in week
something.
1.
I read an article on Pro Football Focus or things like that, and basically saying that Kyle Trask was lucky last year, that he is not as good as his numbers last year, and all signs point to him coming back down to earth. So something to look for if you're not sold in the Gators. That Kyle Trask, they think he'll kind of come back to earth, so to speak, this year. So maybe Jamie Newman's got a little something there. Maybe we'll see that.
He does. I don't know.
Well, we played to get my Gamecocks. I mean, I didn't. Mike, did you see anything? I didn't see anything from the guy that was like uber fucking impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like making throws that no one else could make. So
No, I mean,
I think he's
right.
I'll have to find the article, though, and I'll post the article. I'll find it. I'll post it on the Robin Comrade and Kale Facebook page. But it's pretty cool. You're going to break down stuff, and it's all analytic driven and about, like, kind of when they see things that maybe draw a red flag. And they had a big red flag on him saying that everyone's kind of expecting to take the next step and be even better this year. And they're kind of saying they think that maybe last year he was a little bit over his head, playing over his head, a little bit lucky, and he'll come back to normal this year. And so if that happens, then maybe Ole Miss can get him. Maybe the Gamecocks can get him. We put that game as a possibility.
I think one of the things that have people looking at him so favorably is I don't know what he ever did to piss off the world, but that Felipe Franks was just looked at as just like an utter turdbird. After the 2017 season, was it? Like his freshman year, I mean, he didn't really play all that well. And then in 2018, as the starter for Florida, his numbers really improved a lot. But people still had that stigma on him that he was just hot garbage. But they made a New Year's Six Bowl and won it, if I'm not mistaken. Then comes out in week 1 in 2019. He won the first game against Miami. He didn't play great, but nobody on either team played great. It was a rusty ass week 0 game. Then he gets hurt against Kentucky. And then all of a sudden, Kyle Trask comes in there and does. I mean, he wins all the games that Felipe Franks won the year before. He wins just as many games, and he wins the New Year's Six Bowl, just like Felipe Franks did. So he's not that big of an upgrade, people. He's just not.
He doesn't throw dumbass interceptions. He doesn't act like an idiot on the field. He's more of a game management type quarterback, is what people will say. I don't know if that's necessarily true or not.
They didn't win any more games. You didn't win any more games.
The numbers for Trask: 2,941 yards, 25 touchdowns, 7 picks, 156 ratings, completing about 67% of his passes. So I think he's efficient. I mean, I don't think he's like, next level elite quarterback, but I think he's efficient. I mean, I think that's the best thing I can say about him. But I want to get to our other sponsor, Callaway's Bar and Grill out in West Columbia. They are going to sponsor our Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. And with the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge, it is a cool event. Every single year we do the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. And I tell you what, man, that is it's kind of our signature event. We're going to get into getting people to sign up for that. Comrade was texting me earlier and said, hey, I don't know if he didn't want to what's the word? What was the – you want to jinx the season, right, Comrade?
Yeah, listen, usually, by now, listen, one of my favorite parts of football season, it's not usually watching the Gamecocks play because they've been horrible last few years, but it's the contest. It's the contest we do. I'm kind of the one that does a lot of the the stats in terms of the grading the picks and putting the standings up. And I love doing it. It's not like it's not really work. I mean, I love doing it. I love kind of seeing who's up on top, and I love kind of looking at the games on Saturday and seeing, looking at the picks and see who's doing well and who's doing bad so we can make fun of them. And so I've been reluctant to post it this year because I feel like as soon as I do it, like I did with the March Madness one, we did the March Madness bracket up. Like we started taking money. I took money from Ken Bellinger, actually. I think Ken Bellinger sent money in, and then like 24 hours later, I refunded the money to him. Like it got canceled the next day, I think. Yeah,
I think there's like 2 of us.
Yeah, so like I've been afraid to do it, but we're only 19 days away now from Wake Forest and Clemson. So I guess I need to go put it up there. So, but here's the thing, though, and I want to get Kale's opinion on this too, and the people in the room. But I mean, not that your opinion doesn't matter, but really it's the opinion of Kale and Rob. So here's the deal now. I'm going to write this up. I'm going to put it for Wednesday on the website, and we have to have rules, okay? And normally this rule isn't a big problem, but this year it could be. So I propose this, okay? And this will make it more interesting each week. I propose that if the season gets canceled, say they play 2 weeks and the season gets canceled, whoever's leading at the time wins the contest. There is no like, oh, no, that's bullshit. I was making a comeback. If we play the contest where every week could be the last week, okay, and a person who's leading, we can't, if we have ties, we'll put the money. But so I personally think we should do it that way instead of saying, no, we got to have a full season, the whole deal. So what do you guys think?
I agree with that, but I like 3 weeks because that's basically a third of the season. I think 3 weeks is more kosher than 2.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Because
I'm just saying. So, I mean, we can do it that way. We can make the rule that once the third week is played, the contest is fully invested, and whenever it ends at that point, whoever's leading wins. We can do it that way. And if it doesn't end, what's that?
I was asking Kale if he was cool with that, since his name is on the contest too.
I think I agree with some of both there. And Rob, I think that's about right. 3 weeks, I think is a good cutoff point. I don't think that it would be stopped after a couple weeks. I think at this point that we're full bore and at least going to play most of it. But yeah, I mean, 2 weeks, and then they cancel it. You haven't really shown any skill as far as picking anything. It's just a lot of luck. After like 3 weeks, I say, then the winner would be someone who has exhibited at least a little bit of football acumen as far as picking some games. So I'm cool with that.
Okay,
I'm good with that one.
And week 3 is week 1 of the SEC. So basically, the 26th of September is week 3, right?
Right.
So basically, we get through that week, then the contest is fully vested, and whoever wins at that point wins from that point on. So, but we're going to run the contest like it's a full season, the whole deal. Right. But if you guys haven't heard, new people, what we do is real simple. It's $20 to get in, and I'm going to put it up on the website here this week. And $20 to get in. You can pay me a couple different ways online, and trust me, you'll get your money back if you win. And we put up usually it's 5 games a week. Usually we do more games in week 1. I'm not sure if we're going to do that again this year.
Hold on 1 second. Mike, hold on 1 second. I want to address Scott that's over here in the chat room. Scott is one of the admins in one of the groups that I do stuff in, and he's over here talking about what are they chatting about. Sir, this is tradition for our show. I appreciate that you're new to our show, but this contest is a big fucking deal to our show. It is a huge fucking deal. We have so many people that get into this. There's so much smack that's talked about this. It is a big fucking deal. Now, I'm sorry if we're not like over the top entertaining with this, but the reality is that we have to break this down because we do have some assholes that play in this, and they want to we got to make sure that we appease them because they are dumb as fuck. And if we put everything out there, they will lose their damn mind. So there you go with that. Comrade, please continue. 5 games a week, right?
Go to bed, Scott. Go to bed. Normally it's 5 games a week. Usually we do more than that in week 1. I'm not sure if we're going to do it again this year because I got so many games being played on the 12th, but we might do that. But normally it's 5 games a week. It's always the Clemson game, always the Gamecock game. We pick 3 other games from the week. Normally we pick 3 games that make the most sense. But this year, since Kale is part of the show, we'll do a Kale game in which Kale picks 1 game, usually an off-beaten game. Again, this year it's a little bit weird because there's not really many off-beaten games because there is no WAC conferences or MAC games going on that we could pick. So we'll do 5 games a week, and you pick against the spread. The point spread we use is the one that first comes out when the point spreads are released. Okay, that way we make it fair. We're not trying to mess around and do things.
Yeah.
We make it consistent.
VegasInsiders.com. That's the website.
The one that opens that. Now, normally, by the time the game is played, the point spread's much different. We understand that, but we go by the one that's posted. What it does,
we can't have like a floating point spread.
It should make it easier.
You have all week to get your pick in.
It should make it easier because the first point spread sometimes has some flaws to it. And that's when the quote-unquote insiders or the quote-unquote wise guys put the big money on it and move the line. So in reality, it should be the best line to take advantage of for you, okay? Because they set it up there, the sharps come in with the big money and push either way. So we put the point spreads up usually on like Tuesday. They go up usually. Tuesday or Wednesday they go up. And you have to get your picks in before the first game was played that week, which is usually Saturday. We don't do Thursday games because it's a pain in the ass. We make exceptions if Clemson plays on Thursday or Friday, but I'm not even sure that's going to happen this year. So usually Saturday by about noon, get your picks in, and then we simply go by the person who has the most victories throughout the season wins all the money. Okay, and take it home and the whole deal, and the whole pot pays out, and so forth. I mean, and you can kind of figure it out too. But I make no money off of it. Rob makes no money off it. Kale makes no money off it. You will see people who get in, and we may have a contest too to get some free entries in as well. There'll be people in who get in for free. We have some sponsors who get in for free. People win contests get in for free and so forth. So obviously they're not putting money in, so the pot isn't quite as big as the whole list of people in. But it's everyone who pays in. Last year, I think the person won $900, $925, something like that. It was what's her face?
It was Sally Donegan.
Sally, yeah, she was on vacation at the time. I wired the money to her PayPal while she was on vacation. So that's pretty good. Just started her vacation, got a bunch of money in. You know when you go on vacation, you bring money with you, okay? You think you got enough money, and by day 3, you're like, crap. Money's kind of low. Well, she got a little bump in the pay. Suddenly she got a bunch of extra vacation money. I didn't get a T-shirt or anything where she was. I mean, I'm not saying I deserve a T-shirt or anything, but she could have bought me a something.
She got lucky. I mean, there was a few of us there. I made a few homer picks early in the year and stuff that kind of cost me there, as well as a few others.
And I fucking blew it last year. Going into the final week, I had a 3-game lead on everyone, and I ended up losing by 6 picks. You have to be fucking galactically stupid.
Comrade, who has a brilliant football mind, ended up finishing below that jerk off over there on Facebook. That booming business dude.
Yeah, my picks kind of went the way of Will Muschamp's offensive game plan last year. They were not very good. It was my worst year. It was my worst year, I believe, in the contest. I'm a 2-time champion.
That's nice. They went awry.
Yeah, awry. But this year.
Quick question, though, Mike. Week 1 we normally do 10 games. There's not even going to be. Are we going to do 10 games?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the issue. I'll have to look and see.
Oh, they're going to be 10 games.
I don't think there'll be 10 games, but we'll have to kind of.
The Big 12. When do they start?
Yeah, they start with the SEC at the same time.
Okay, yeah, there won't be.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different this year in terms of how we do things. But why is my Siri going off on my Apple Watch? Anyway, so but usually it's 5 games a week. We'll probably have more than 5 week 1. I have to look and see what week 1 looks like anyway. But it's a lot of fun, and we talk about it in the show a lot, so it's pretty cool. We go over the standings each week on Sunday's show. The standings will be up by Sunday's show for Saturday's games, and then we start deciding on what games to pick for the following week. And then on Wednesday's show each week, we go ahead and do our picks on the show, and you can hear our picks. So we're actually at disadvantage. Rob, myself, and now Cal are at disadvantage now because we're giving you our picks. So if you wanted to, you could just go opposite of us and try to beat it that way, or just take our actual picks or do a combination of the two too. So we don't know what your picks are until the day of the game. And so I'll post them online on Saturday so everyone can look at what your picks are. So no one can see your picks until day of the game.
It's everything's up at robandcomrade.com. That's where by Wednesday you'll be able to go and register and everything else. You can also reach out to me on Facebook Messenger or the Comrade if you Comrade probably won't answer. No offense,
Jamie,
Comrade.
Jamie, I'm going to have it up by Wednesday for sure. Okay, robandcomrade.com. It's not up right now. I've been reluctant to put it up there because I feel like when it jinx the season, I'm afraid I'm going to put it up there. No, suddenly they're going to cancel the season. But I'm going to put it up by Wednesday. So if you can't find it now, just kind of check back by Wednesday. It'll be up there, and you can pay me through PayPal or Venmo and do it that way. If you don't like PayPal or Venmo, we do make exceptions. I don't like doing the whole send me money in the mail. I know my boy Louis Bolin does that all the time, but he's my boy, and he sent me Jim Rice cards too, so I accept it. But
just for shits and giggles real quick here, these are the games that have not been canceled that are set to begin on Saturday, September the 12th, which is when the first week of the contest starts. Louisiana Tech, Southern Miss, UTSA, Texas State, Clemson, Wake Forest, which that'll be one of the games for sure. Georgia Tech, Florida State, that'll probably be in the mix. Western Kentucky and Louisville, Syracuse and North Carolina, NC State and Virginia Tech, Duke and Notre Dame, Eastern Kentucky and West Virginia. I mean, there aren't a whole lot of games.
We can do
But-
10, though. We can do 10.
Yeah, well, and the cool part about this is that we'll figure that out from there. Jonathan Lorman says Facebook.
Everybody
I don't-
else is playing conference. Everybody else is playing conference games, and West Virginia is playing the Colonels.
Charlotte, Appalachian State, Louisiana, Iowa State, the Citadel and USF. That could be interesting. Coastal Carolina and Kansas. What? Remember what happened? Was that last year that Coastal Carolina beat that Kansas ass?
Yeah.
They made Les Miles look like a fucking idiot up there.
Miles to go.
They're playing week 2.
That might be interesting. I'm looking forward to that.
Have they got Vegas?
I like the idea. We have to put that game in the mix. Coastal Carolina and Kansas. I wonder what.
Where is that game? Is that game at Kansas, or is that game in Conway?
Hold on. Let's see if it'll tell me.
Well, the cool thing, though, we got enough games where Kale can have his Kale special for sure. We got enough kind of a crappy ass, like, game where Kale.
It's at Kansas.
So that's 2 years in a row. Why the fuck are they playing? Okay. Weird.
They added them to the schedule because Kansas had to have a team there. This is all COVID related, by the way. According to ESPN,
so they didn't have so they had a rule what the ACC, the game had to be in their state, but you can be against anybody.
Yeah. No, with I guess so.
They were trying to get some fucking revenge.
They're trying to get you got to get fucking revenge over damn.
I wish we could have had. I wish we could have had the. Well, I don't wish we could have had it anytime. It would have been cool if we could have had the Corona in 2016. We could have had a revenge game and beat that Citadel ass in a replacement game.
Matchup predictor for ESPN's FPI has them at 50.7% for Coastal, 49.3% for Kansas. Way to go, Les Miles. You're garnering some fucking. You know what? I'm writing this shit down right now. I'm taking fucking Coastal. I don't even know what the line is. Just give me Coastal. I bet they whip that Kansas out.
There's no way they beat them twice like that. They'll win.
Why not? I'm
They still have that running back. Oh, let me see.
Yeah, that big running back. Yeah,
Pookie Williams, or whatever his name was. I bet you he'd go off.
Williams, who fucking lost to Coastal. That's who the fuck he is. He lost to Coastal. I'm such a dickhead when it comes to stuff like that. But yeah, we'll have 10 games the first week. So there you go with that.
Yeah.
First, second on line here, South Carolina could beat Tennessee. They could.
Hey, real quick, Jonathan Mormon asked, "Is that the guy from 90210? Are you talking about? What is he talking about? One of the three of us?
No, he's talking about Jason Presley from the other guy that was in the
Jason Presley.
That's
Okay.
Priestley.
That's Priestley. That's Brandon Walsh to you, damn it. Da-na-na-na.
No.
I love Jenny Garth. Oh, I love Jenny Garth. Anyway, sorry.
Damien Gamecocks over Tennessee. That's probably going to be one of the more.
Oh, that's definitely
intriguing.
Jimmy Newman. You're a smart man. Jimmy Newman's got football brains. I can tell already. He's got football brains.
Yeah, well,
Jamie
there you
Newman,
go.
football brains. 100% football
All right,
brains.
so can we move on to the topsy-turvy week for South Carolina? Let's start with the bad because I want to put this out there now. There was the top running back recruit for South Carolina, Marshawn Lloyd, in a non-contact drill, tore his ACL, and just sad. And that's something that really hits that Gamecock running back room hard. There was a lot of bitterness on Twitter about this, but just sad for that to happen. And how big of a hit do you guys think this is for the Gamecock running back room?
Well, I mean,
it wasn't a room to begin with. It was more like a closet. I mean,
Fair
and
enough.
really, I mean, that's pretty bad. But I mean, maybe maybe not as bad as you would think because, right, he has no zero college experience, right? The guys that are in that room or that closet, the other ones do at least have some college experience, and I'm looking at this kind of as a glass half full kind of perspective. But the Kevin Harris kid, he didn't play a whole lot last year, but when he did play, he looked pretty good. Don't really know why he wasn't given more touches. Probably because we had that two-headed monster down there that was just eating up yards left and right. So it would have been hard for anybody, even a Heisman Trophy caliber back to seen a lot of time in that kind of backfield. But and same thing with this Fenwick kid. He's shown some flashes that he knows what to do with the football in his hands as well. So I don't think that we're going to be as bad off as I initially thought. When I kind of gathered myself and sat back and looked at the situation, thought, you know what, this may be okay. This may be okay. Still, though, I mean, a talent like that, one of the best recruits to ever come to the University of South Carolina, it's going to hurt. And he would have been the starter from day one. So no doubt about it. We're going to wonder what might have been on that front. But it's okay. It'll be okay. I mean, the kid will be able to be with us for another year. So.
Yeah, I mean, the bad part was not only was it bad news, but I had to get the bad news from Rob. Rob texted me the bad news, and then that really, like, I like to find the bad news on my own. When Rob texted, and Rob wasn't trying to talk trash. He just said Rob something like that. So I had a couple of it. First of all, I feel bad for him. I mean, I can't imagine being that talented. You're a freshman, looking forward to the season, and then that happens to you. And the sad thing is, and I know he'll recover, and he'll come back and play. But I mean, you have to wonder if he'll ever be what he could have been. I mean, he still could be very good. There's guys who tore their ACL. I mean, look at Frank Gore and those guys in the NFL. But you ever wonder if he'll ever be what he could have been. So I'm sad for him. Obviously, I'm sad for the Gamecocks and how it hurts our team this year. But the main thing is this. I'm not sure how good we're going to be this year. I mean, we're projected to win 4 games, maybe 3-4 games, maybe 5 at the most. Okay, at the most for a 500 team this year in the SEC. But the part I was looking forward to as a fan was because I heard all this great stuff about him in practice. That he was. I mean, Fenwick tweeted out like before he got injured. Something like all SEC freshman right here or something like that. And he was like looking like the real deal in practice. And so just from a fan's perspective, I was looking forward to watching him run this year. Just if we went 4-6 and he didn't really help the team in the win-loss column, just having someone who's an exciting ball player who, can kind of put in that category, the great running backs, that Carolina's had. The 40th anniversary of George Rogers winning the Heisman. Not saying he's winning the Heisman, but having a great running back there. So I'm just kind of kind of pissed off selfishly that we won't get to watch him run this year, and kind of missing out on that. So, but as Cal said, Kevin Harris, I've liked for a while. I felt he's been underused. Now I know he's been banged up in past years too with leg injuries and hamstring injuries. I mean, good Lord, that's all we get in this damn thing. So he's got to step up and stay healthy. Fenwick's got to step up and get healthy. I mean, but it's a blow. It definitely isn't good news. That's for sure.
Well, Zakondre White is the junior college prospect that the South Carolina Gamecocks got. Supposedly was one of the top-rated running backs in the JUCO front.
He's from Iowa Wesleyan, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He's a man of the Lord.
The Harvard of the Midwest, they call it.
Do well.
Holy shit!
Off default.
But I think a lot of it's going to fall on White's shoulders, as well as Fenwick and Harris. So, but yeah, heck of a loss there for the Gamecocks. He'll call me and left a message
too. I think
he might be. Kale called and left me a message.
He's his brother. He's the one the milkman had a baby with.
That was the message Kale left me when I texted him about the the stuff with losing Marshawn Lloyd.
Fuck my life. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. By the way, I haven't told Kale this, but I'm developing a virtual Kale soundboard, and because virtual Kale is more
this is better
entertaining
than Paul
regular.
Feinbot.
Yeah, a virtual Kale is just so much better. And in fact, the nights where Kale gets really pissed off, we'll just play clips like that. You know, just very simple.
Fuck my life. Fuck it.
Making my own little board there, but
That's
the
funny. They
Gamecocks
don't
take
know.
a big-
They don't know about the Paul Feinbot over on the Mazodcast. That's
Mazodcast.
hilarious.
Well, we're gonna have virtual Kale. That's better than the Feinbot. I think virtual Kale would kick the shit out of the Feinbot. Just
It
saying.
does. Like every time when they start breaking down games they're going to talk about, and then they have a really shitty game, and they play this little sound clip in the history of college football that's not a premier matchup. And it always Alabama, Nick Saban. Y'all have to listen to that to get what we're talking about. It's hilarious.
Well, but virtual Kale is gonna be great because he'll say things like this.
Fuck my life. Fuck it.
I'm gonna have a whole wall of shit. Kale's saying, "Fuck them," whatever. Anyway, Brock with a hilarious comment: the ACC should be renamed ASS. Holy shit, Brock!
It could be.
That's
What?
some funny shit there. That's what Brock says the ACC should be renamed ASS. Holy shit, Brock! Very good, sir. Very good. But the world gets shitty, and then all of a sudden for the Gamecocks, they get a big announcement on the recruiting front. Comrade has actually gotten a poster of this young man to take to his ceiling. Tell us about the big quarterback that's coming in for the Gamecocks there, Mike.
Gunnar Stockton, hailing from Georgia. They say he's the best quarterback out of Georgia in the history of Georgia. That's what they're saying. That's what I've heard anyway. Anyway, but his hero is a guy that makes Clemson fans wet their pants with fear. His hero is Connor Shaw, which is why he wears number 14. Scouting reports say that he's a lot like Connor Shaw, only with a better arm, a more accurate arm, and a stronger arm. Think about that for a second. Like Connor Shaw, only with a better arm and stronger arm. That just has to make you scared shitless, Rob Sanders. Connection to Carolina. Connor Shaw's brother is his high school football coach, and his personal coach, his own quarterback coach, is Mike Bobo's father. That's the connection in there. But really, he came here because he wants to come to the greatest school in the history of the land. But so basically, he's kind of a Connor Shaw. He's a kind of a dual threat. He can run a little bit. He can throw. I mean, what a name, Gunner. I mean, Gunner Stockton is a name you make up in a video game. Like if you're kind of trying to make up a name, ever play the video games when like the one of the quarterbacks hadn't signed the NFLPA agreement, so they have to make up his name for him. It can't be John Elway, so his name's like Gunner Stockton. Okay, that's who it is. So it's just like it's like a script from a movie. All right, so Gunner Stockton, big news from Carolina. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out now with the whole coaching situation. I know a lot of Gamecock fans like Kale. I'm not saying Kale's quite like this, but there are Gamecock fans who only want this season played, okay, so the Gamecocks can go 2-8. This isn't Kale, by the way. I'm not saying this is Kale, but there's Gamecock fans out there who want the season played for the simple reason so we can go like 2-8 and we'll have to fire Muschamp, who are rooting for us to lose. So this kind of throws in a wrench into the situation because do you get rid of Muschamp now? I mean, I guess it's not really Muschamp. I guess it's Bobo really is the key. But, you have to wonder how if Gunner still comes if there's a coaching change or, depending on who it is. I guess you could hire Connor Shaw to be the head coach. but that's something to watch.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know on that front, gentlemen. I mean,
He's young. He's young enough. He'd be one of the youngest head coaches in in college football. Well, he's probably about 30 now, right? So.
Yeah, I guess so. He would be all right, though. I don't think there's. I think he'd do better than Muschamp. I mean, my cat over here would do better than Muschamp.
I mean, my God. I mean, come on. Give him something else to shoot for.
My cat? Yeah, good point, sir. I like my cat.
I am told he was number one on Clemson's recruiting board. Number one, that was their main target to get, and they couldn't close the deal. That's what I'm told.
Well, and that's fine. Look,
I'm just saying they couldn't close the deal.
I'm not. Calm down. Calm down with all that. Keith has a good question of who they're going to surround him with. Muschamp's bound to suppress and destroy his collegiate career.
Well,
yep. I mean, remember, Muschamp has never had an offense that's ranked higher than 8th in the SEC.
I will say this real quick, though. Okay, I will say this, though. This really gives Muschamp a chance now, and I'll tell you why. One of the issues, as you know, I'm a Muschamp supporter, okay? But last year was a bad year, and Muschamp's going to blame himself, and he's put himself in a hole now where he's on the hot seat, and it's hard to recruit on the hot seat. It's really hard to recruit in the hot seat. And at Florida, for example, he had great classes. We all agree he had great recruiting classes, right? Like top 10 every year. His last year, when he was in the hot seat, Florida's recruiting rankings were 65th in the country. That just shows you what happens when recruits know that your ass is in trouble, okay?
Yep.
And that's kind of what happens at most schools, and that's kind of the fear that I have, that why Muschamp probably won't be able to recover, because at a certain point, that's why this past class he got this past year is really good, considering in the hot seat. And I'm worried about future years. Now you get a kid like this coming in, and what it does, it will help Muschamp recruit, because this kid right here can recruit those kids that Anthony Keith Harrelson brought up. Who's going to play with? Well, now, kids like to play with other great kids. So a 5-star quarterback going to Carolina, suddenly you get a few more guys who weren't open to Carolina now thinking, well, hey, I want to play a gunner. I'm a receiver. I want to play a gunner. I'm an offensive lineman. I want to play a gunner. So I think Muschamp might be able to make the huge comeback from the dead man walking to piecing together some recruiting classes here, getting a few wins, getting the ball that bounces away this year and next year, saves his job. Gunner comes in and basically becomes, John Elway, only, better. And suddenly now it takes off, and we got Muschamp Lane in 25 years around Williams-Brice Stadium, and a Muschamp statue out front.
Full of fucking potholes.
A Muschamp statue up front. Boom. Saying, so it spurs up. So
that's the road you ride on if you want to get a fucking flat tire.
This may have saved Muschamp's career at Carolina. It might have. I'm not saying it will, but now he has a little bit more, pushed for recruiting now, because I'm sure this kid will help him recruit. So that's big, and that's one of the things. So this year they got to find a way to get to 5 games, win 5, go 5-5. I think that's a big bump for the program. I think we'd agree, Rob. They go 5-5. You gonna applaud Will Muschamp for what job well done?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so we can make it straight. They play 10 games in the SEC. They go 5-5. Okay, 5-5 in the SEC, and you're not going to say it's a good job with the schedule. See, I think 5-5 is a good job.
I will not congratulate Will Muschamp if he. Fuck him.
Okay, I'll ask Cal Hall, who's a fellow Gamecock who does not believe in Will Muschamp right now. Cal, if they go 5-5 this year, will you be a little bit more? I'm not saying that you're gonna build a Will Muschamp statue in your front yard, but 5-5, are you gonna be like, you know what? Maybe he's found it a little bit, and the offense does really well with Bobo. We kind of say, okay, 5-5.
Against that schedule with on paper. The talent that we have coming back, we have returning right now on offense, that I would say that would be a huge season. I mean, it would make a bowl game if we're going to have bowl games, right? And I don't know what you got to win now to qualify. I would certainly think that would be in the neighborhood of your Music City Gator type appearance. So yeah. Yeah, I would be a little bit more behind him if he could beat the fucking teams that he's supposed to beat and then knock off a couple that aren't earth shakers. Like last year, he knocked off an earth shaker, and then oh god, it was so earth shaking that it was enough to keep his damn job. If he had finished 3-9 and we had lost that game, like on paper we were supposed to, we probably wouldn't even be having this discussion right now. But as it were, we are, and he's still there. So,
Well, before we get out of the a segment that we haven't done, but we have to do it this week. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the asshole of the week.
The Rob Conrad and Kale Show presents
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
the asshole of the week.
Knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
The asshole of the week. I have two of them, and one of them is Mark Ryan from ESPN Upstate.
You stole mine, bastard.
Sorry. 5-star quarterback Gunnar Stockton has verbally committed to South Carolina. It's the first 5-star quarterback commitment in South Carolina history. If I told you before the day you'd lose Marshawn Lloyd for the season, but you would pick up Gunnar, you'd take that deal. You, sir, are a fucking idiot. Absolute fucking idiot. How you put that stuff out and how you're still on the air in the Upstate is beyond me. Of course, this is the guy who will tell you that his show wins awards when in all actuality, he's competing against no one because no real radio fucking shows actually submit into the huge fees that it takes to get into these competitions. And he's basically competing against himself. But he'll tell you how great of a show he has. He is a complete fucking idiot. All right. So that, and I've got one other one. For some reason, okay, what's yours? Oh, go ahead. You can have yours there, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, can I just steal mine too? Okay, I'm going to go with the Charlotte Hornets radio play-by-play announcer. I believe his name is John Falk. Falk. Okay, John Falk on Twitter last week. During the Nuggets and Jazz game, tweets out, "Man, this Jazz and Nuggets game is unreal." Yada yada yada. But he did not tweet the word Nuggets. He tweeted the N-word out instead. Now, obviously, it was a mistake. But if you guys know smartphones, if your phone's auto-correcting on you,
he's been typing that shit in there before.
It's auto-correcting words you have used a lot on your phone. Like, for instance, if I type in Nuggets right now, the N-word does not pop out on my phone. But according to but John Fox's phone, it does. So he's been suspended by the Hornets, obviously. But if you can go find his tweet on there, he went to say Nuggets. He tweeted the N-word, and he tried to do the whole a typo or autocorrect. Well, it only autocorrects words you like to use a lot. So win one for the good guys as they found out kind of a secret races apparently. So that's my asshole of the week.
Outsmarted phone. Outsmarted his ass. You goofy redneck racist asshole. That's just ridiculous.
Kale, do you have an asshole of the week?
Yes, I do. And taking it back to the Marshawn Lloyd thing. So I watched the entire press conference with all the Gamecock coaches. I always do on YouTube. I watch this stuff at nighttime. It helps me go to sleep, not because it's boring, but just because I don't know, it's there and I watch it. And someone asked Mike Bobo at Thursday's press conference. This is a member of the media. Don't know if it was print media or radio or what. They asked him. Coach was in an advantage kind of to lose Marshawn right now as opposed to later on in fall practice. What the hell? You asshole. Of course, yeah, it's a bigger fucking advantage to lose it right now, I guess. But who's going to ask that? Who's going to say that and put it into words? Come on. Some shit just needs to be unspoken. That was dumb.
In a press conference, and I could tell you who it was. I'm pretty sure because it was yeah. I could tell you who it was.
What the fuck? Who asked that?
Who was it?
I think it was Wes Mitchell from Gamecock Central.
Jeez.
Oh my God! I thought it might have been Mickey Plyler.
No, I don't think Mickey Plyler goes to that kind of stuff. I do have one other asshole of the week, and I'm going to read the tweet from Tim Frisbee, who has blocked the comrade, by the way. How the fuck can you block the comrade?
He blocked me. First of all, we're fellow Gamecocks, okay?
We got to get along.
We're fellow Gamecocks. We should get along. But here's the problem, though. We have one major difference. He's a Yankee fan. I'm a Red Sox fan. And I was messing with him one day. This is like a year and a half ago. Just talking shit to his Yankees. This is back in 2018. My Red Sox were winning like 125 games, okay? And I would tweet him, "Hey, Frisbee, how many back of the Yankees now?" And he just said, "Fuck you," but he blocked me. It's like, what? Like, you can't talk some friendly trash talk, but we're two Gamecocks, so you blocked me. I'm sick of these damn Red Sox fans in my damn news feed. So that was it. Yeah.
Well, but he should unblock you. I will talk to Tim Frisbee.
I know his son, too, real well.
Yeah.
Like, you know how I know his son, right? And I don't think his dad realizes that that's me.
Yeah, well, anyway.
What radio station? What are the numbers that Mark Ryan's show is on? I've never fucking heard it. Is it like?
I'm not going to tell you because then you might want to listen, and I don't want you pissed off driving down the road because it may affect your soul. He is that fucking shitty. I would never do that for you.
Dude, if I can listen to Taylor radio from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and not right off the side of the road, I'll be all right.
I don't think you get it, dude. This guy just puts out shit that's just hurtful. I mean, he really, Michael agreed with me. He puts shit on Twitter that is fucking stupid.
He is. I used to go after him.
Why does he have a job?
I used to go after him on Twitter. First of all, he called someone's job one time. Here's where it gets me. Somebody kind of, like, listen, if you're on the radio, have your own show, and you throw out these Twitter opinions to get people riled up, you're going to get people who get pissed at you. That's part of the damn deal, which is fine. So one guy got pissed at him and kind of told him off, like said, "You're a freaking piece of crap," whatever. And Mark Ryan found out where he worked and called his job. Okay, now the good thing was that he called the job. The guy owned his own business, so he basically called the guy. And it kind of backfired. So now, whatever Mark Ryan gets on his high horse, I say, if I tweet him something negatively, I go, "Mark, don't call my job now." But I'm going to disagree with you on this point. And he gets real mad because I think he's embarrassed by it. I think he got mad one day and just kind of lost his cool and decided to call that guy's job. And now everyone mocks him about that whenever he brings up being, whatever. So, yeah, he called the dude's job because he basically told him his take was stupid.
Dina checking in with what a dick he is. Yes, he is a dick. My final asshole of the week, and it's not, I want to make sure I put this out there because I texted Mike about it earlier. It's not all Gamecock fans, but there is a section of Gamecock fans, just like there's a section of their Clemson fans that are the same way, but there are some fucking idiots in that I'm going to talk about right now. One of them, his Twitter handle is @JackFrost4Life. That's his Twitter handle, @JackFrost4Life. Please tweet at JackFrost4Life because he likes to tweet dumb shit at Coach Dawn Staley, who is, without a doubt, the best coach at South Carolina, fucking period. It's not even fucking close. She's won a national title. She's built a fucking dominant program. I know some people are like, it's women's basketball, Rob. Well, you can go fuck yourself with that. She's built a dominant program. She's the best coach that's there. Simple as that. But he likes to tweet dumb shit And Tony says my feed is messed up. I'm going to check that out in just a second. But the big thing with this is that he does things like he tweets at her about proofreading and proper grammar and just silliness across the board. And it's not him, but it's several others. And a lot of it kind of picked up this week because they had like some sort of, I think it was like a Black Lives Matter rally, basically, with a lot of the athletes on campus when they came back. And it's just not good. It's just not good. It doesn't look good. And with that, those are my assholes of the week. Mark Ryan and the handful of Gamecock fans that want to talk shit to the best coach that you've got. Fucking check yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. It's a shit show. All right, you guys talk for a second. I'm going to change my mic up for a minute. I mean, what did you guys want to go into? Did you want to go into possible upsets? Or did you have something else you wanted to talk about this week before we get out of here?
You got anything, Cal?
Yeah, we're talking about possible upsets. When are you talking about? Week 1 or
like Wake Forest? I think Wake Forest is a shot. What do you think? Wake Forest taking down Clemson? No.
Oh, I'd say they definitely have a shot. Now, where's that game being played at? Do you know? What's the venue for that?
In the shithole or Winston-Salem? I think that's in the.
I'm not sure. See if you can find out on that one.
Let me see. I'll pull it up real quick. Cater schedule. It'll come up. Clemson football schedule on 20. Let's see. It pulls up real quick. Looks like it's at Wake Forest, September 12th. TBD.
That could be an issue.
Winston-Salem. You don't go to Winston-Salem and go there and not leave without having a battle. I mean,
you don't go to Winston-Salem. You don't just waltz in there and grab a victory. Just ask Florida State about their game there last year. I actually watched that on the.
They're projecting that game will have the 10th most fans in Wake Forest football history. That game.
What's that? 19,500. What?
I think they're going to limit it to like 20% capacity, and if all of them come, it'll be the 10th most attended game in Wake Forest football history. So it's a huge game for the Demon Deacons. I don't want to bash the Demon Deacons now because I will say that my grandfather's hero went there, and that was the great Arnold Palmer. So I want to bash Wake Forest. I feel like I'm insulting my grandfather. So I take it back, Wake Forest.
Well, what's weird though, I have Rob will attest to this. I like the Wake Forest coach, and I've had eyes on that one for a while. Maybe making the short trip down to Columbia to fill out an employment application. Maybe when a certain individual is let go, whenever that might be. And I watched the Florida State Wake Forest game from last year. Just another one. It was on here, the ACC network, just a little while ago, a replay of that. And some of these games, you don't really get to watch much of them when you're watching the game during the regular season. What are you doing over there? You don't get to watch much of them because, your teams might be playing during that. But, like, literally, they played Florida State, which, I would think would still, I know Florida State's a shithole, but would still be a decent home game for them. It would be one of the bigger ones they would play for the year, and there was literally nobody there. I mean, there may have been 7,000, 8,000 people in the bleachers. So they have no fucking fan support there. But they're still winning 7, 8, 9 ball games a year. And just imagine what could that gentleman do if he were at a place where they pack it out just about every week. Well, they got a big fan base. Like it.
Is he your number one choice right now? If we fire Muschamp tomorrow, is he your number one choice, Cal? In terms of number, I should say number one realistic choice. Not saying you can go get like Bill Belichick. Okay, a guy who would come here, is he your number one choice?
This is in terms of success and doing more with less. Yes, I like Luke Fickell better because I think that's a better offensive mind, and he's younger. But younger doesn't always necessarily. The guy doesn't have to be a young head coach. I just threw that out there because I want somebody with some good vibes, some of that big dick energy going on. That's why I said get me a young head coach in here. But yeah, Clawson, I don't even know how old he is. He may be older than Muschamp. I'm not sure, but the measure of success he's had at a place where it's hard to recruit, it's hard to win. You don't have fan support. You play, a tough schedule. It's not been too bad. Not been bad at all.
Okay, here's the scenario for you. What if the following three guys have all said they will take the Gamecock job? Okay, they're all interested in taking the job, and you are not Ray Tanner. I don't think, but you say you're Ray Tanner, and you're going to decide. Rank them in order. So let's say Billy Napier says, I want the Gamecock job. Dave Clawson says, I want the Gamecock job. And the UNC Charlotte, I can't think of his name now. Who's it? Was it Will? What's his name?
Will Healy?
Will Healy. I always forget his name. I always want to say Will Wade. And that's not it. Will Healy. So Will Healy says yes.
Will Wade. That's
Billy
a basketball
Napier,
coach, isn't
Billy
he?
Napier. Yeah, Billy Napier says yes. And Dave Clawson says yes. And so they all agree to the same amount of money. Who are you taking in that? If you're the Gamecock, president / AD.
I would take Dave Clawson just because of
okay. I was just curious.
Over at a bigger school, but Napier would probably be a better recruiter at South Carolina initially, just because of his ties to the state and his ability. He knows the lay of the land. It might take Dave Clawson one season of having a good season to where he was able to recruit at that level and play, and he got to get a little bit knowledgeable with it. So
you would go with
I'd take him.
Yeah. You go Clawson 1, Napier 2, Will Healy 3 in that scenario.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Will. That's not proven in my opinion.
I know he's a Dabo.
All I know is he's young and he's a good head coach and he
loves Dabo.
Posh Dabo's knob a couple of times.
Yeah, okay. I was just curious.
That doesn't make you the next best thing in my opinion.
I know you like Fickles with number 1, but I was going to bring up those three guys and see. I figured you go with Clawson. I was just curious. I would go Napier, Clawson, Will Healy. I almost said Will Wade again. Good Lord. Why don't I want to say Will Wade? I don't want Will Wade anywhere near the Gamecock program. So I would go with Napier 1 and Clawson 2, but I was just curious what you'd go. So that's good.
All right. Well, there you go. I reset my microphone, so I don't know if I sound any better or not, but I tried.
A little bit better.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, I thought we would take some Google Voice calls. If you want to join the show, let me set up the number over here. Fickle and Napier guys I want. Yeah, those are bad guys. Let me get my banner set up over here with the actual phone number because we could take some calls this evening. It's fun to take calls sometimes. Tonight we'll take calls here. There's the number 803. As the phone system is booting up here, 803-470-2905. If you want to comment tonight, as the phone system loads up here, we'll be happy to take your calls this evening on the Rob, Comrade, and Kale show. As the phone system is still booting up, but it should be up in just a second. There you go. So call away, 803-470-2905. As we get closer to the start of football season, you can have at it and join our big college, the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge, Pick'em Contest. It's the Pick'em Contest, Comrade.
Yeah, it's the Pick'em.
Comrade, have you went back to work yet? Are you guys?
I go back tomorrow. No students yet, but I go back tomorrow. I'm on my contract starts tomorrow. Let's put it that way. Meetings all day tomorrow.
Yeah, I know that they're going back to school here tomorrow for the first day.
Yeah,
I'm wondering what that's going to be like.
Our students report back a week from tomorrow, but it's all online until further notice. So which I hate, by the way. I understand
They're
why.
actually going here. What are they doing going here? For, I think in Greenville County, I think they're going like 1 or 2 days a week.
Yeah,
I guess they'll be sending school buses out. Shit.
We're doing phase 1. Phase 1 is complete remote learning. Phase 2 is going to be a shit show, by the way. Phase 2 is when the numbers go down a little bit more. We do a hybrid, which is the kids go like for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. They have Wednesday off to clean the school. And then Thursday and Friday, the other half of the kids come. I'm not looking forward to listen, I'm going to go either phase 1 or phase 3. The phase 2 shit's
Good show.
Yeah, I always bitch about getting stuck behind school buses and stuff on the way to work. But my God, what I wouldn't give to see a damn school bus right now out.
Yeah, no, I don't like the whole working from home thing. I thought I would, but I don't. It's just not what I like about my career.
You got to get out and get some interaction. Yeah.
The problem is the worst parts of my job are still with me from home. The best parts of my job I don't have anymore from home. So I only get the shit now. It's like if every job you have has got some shit to it, and every job's got some good to it.
Yeah.
So like I don't have the ad, so it kind of blows. But hopefully we'll get this straightened out soon.
Yeah, I mean, you're at home. You can still have an asshole boss emailing you.
Yeah.
Instead of calling you or whatever.
The dumb email still come. All the dumb emails still
coming to visit you. He's emailing you.
Yeah, the dumb emails still come. But
when he's emailing you, you have to sit here and kind of read between the lines. Was he pissed off or is he okay? Or what?
Yeah.
And when it's face to face, at least you have a little bit of a.
But 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'm on a Zoom call for about 3 hours. Nice 3-hour Zoom call from 8 to 11 tomorrow. Then I'll grab some lunch and get some stuff done.
Yeah, I'm not doing any of that stuff, man. I can't stand the whole thing from working from home, and I have to be in studio or I can't think correctly, just to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have a hard time. Like I struggled, and I mean, let's not tell people I'm a high school teacher. I mean, don't call my school. I'm a high school teacher, so here in Columbia. So it's just really, and there's a narrative out there too. Let me say something real quick that teachers don't want to go back because they're lazy and want to work from home. Let me explain something to you real quick. It is much more work from home for me anyway. For me, it is a lot more work from home than if I was back at school. Just because every way I've taught the past 18 years is now has to be redone in a way to do it online. And so it's like I'm a first-year teacher again, trying to have to go back through all my lessons and redo them. It's a pain in the ass. So it's trust me. I mean, I want to go back when it's safe. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to get sick. I want to get my parents sick, my wife sick, my kids sick. But it's not fun. It is not fun working from home, and you just don't get to see the kids the same way. And you see them on. It's not the same thing. And you still get the crappy ass emails from administrators that are the crappy part of the job. Those still come. So it kind of stinks. But hopefully, look. I don't think we're going back till January personally. That's my prediction.
Yep.
But I think we're out for the whole semester, so we'll see.
That's going to be kids for almost like a year out of school. Almost a year if that happens. Wow.
Tim, I teach. I mainly teach econ. I don't teach as many classes as I used to. I do some admin stuff now too, and but econ I teach every year, and then I usually kind of do some supervising of first-year teachers, all that stuff there too. This year is a little bit kind of everything's up in the air right now because we have a new principal, so it's kind of a weird. I have no clue what's going on. I've got my classes, and we'll see. Tomorrow I'll get more answers. We got a week of meetings before the students start next Monday, so we'll get some answers. What my duties are this year along with teaching. So we'll see. Cal, can you hear him?
Nope.
Okay, I can't. We can't hear you, Rob.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah.
It's kind of an echo, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got to figure that out. Anyway, we have to. Tim says, "Do you teach socialist studies?" That's hilarious. Socialist studies. Goddamn. Anyway,
Rob,
all right. Well, I got
I'm
nothing.
watching right
All
now.
right, well,
The
I'll
ACC
tell you what.
Network's playing the replay of that. They're playing the replay of that last year Clemson versus Georgia Tech game, the opening game of the season. Why the fuck does Venables wear that damn hat that looks like a damn yellow highlighter?
so you can see him, so that the defense the linebacker can see him when he calls plays, and whoever he calls plays into, so they can pick him out of the sidelines because he blends in with the rest of the tater shits in the sidelines. Apparently,
Oh, okay.
but that's what I heard. I think it's stupid.
Well, anyway.
Speaking of uniforms and watching, looking at what they wear, there was a YouTube video out. It's about 4 minutes long. It was Tennessee, some of their practice from Thursday. And, they were out there, I guess, like right beside the stadium on that little field where they practiced at. And they all got the mask, thing they pull up over themselves here. And fucking Jeremy Pruitt. I mean, okay, I get it. Orange is your fucking team's color. But he just looked like a fucking total dumb dickbag. I mean, he is orange, creamsicle orange from head to toe with an orange windbreaker, orange fucking parachute pants, orange shoes. And all this, I mean, in an orange mask. I mean, just, like a big fat, freaking traffic cone with ears.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I watched their practice. I think I just watched their practice just to see what they got. I mean, they all got the mushroom on thing going on too this week. And so I'll put some pads on next week too, maybe, and see what they kind of got. But hey, you know what I watched most of, and what they had going on the most of? They were catching balls, wide receiver practice. Told you got to find out who's going to replace Jennings and Callaway. They're on it. Jeremy Pruitt, he is on it, buddy.
Holy
He's on
shit.
top of shit.
You want to answer Brock's question there, comrade?
Do you teach students about economics, about coaching buyout? You know what? That could be a great lesson, Brock Lee. We always try doing some real world stuff with them to keep them interested. So that could be a good one, especially with some of my students who are big Gamecock fans and Clemson fans. But that'd be a good little lesson one day.
All right, gentlemen. I think we're done for this evening. We'll be back at it on Wednesday, and we'll try to be a little more entertaining on Wednesday. But by the time we do the show on Wednesday night, the Comrade should have up at RobinComrade.com and on the Robin Comrade Facebook page the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. So get that squared away. RobinComrade.com, Robin Comrade Facebook page. You can find all the information there. And pay your $20. Get in. Very simple. And then you're good to go.
And we'll put a link up.
I finally fixed my phone.
We'll put a link up on the show too on Wednesday, so everything will be fine now.
Well, we want to get a lot of folks in this. Our show is bigger. It gets bigger every year, and it's been better. I think the first year we did it where we were on the show, there was like a $500 prize, and it went up to like $1,000 now. So I personally guarantee that the three of us will finish in the top 8. I'm that confident in my co-host. We goof on each other a lot, but I'm pretty sure that the three of us will finish in the top 8. I'm not saying one of us is going to win it, but all three of us will finish in the top
I'm winning it all. So let's put it right now. I'm not shocked.
I challenge some of these folks. Tony online says we're hilarious. I hope that you join the contest, sir. Same thing goes for Brock, Jordan, Jerome Pruitt, all you guys that you guys are SEC dogging too, because I don't think you know shit about football.
I want a lot of Georgia and Tennessee fans to join the contest. That way I know I'll win.
Oh God.
Dumbasses. That's good.
Fuck me. All right, gentlemen. With that, the show's a wrap. Holy shit. Way to end the show there, Mike.